Good evening and welcome to Weekend News. I am Diana Duarte. Coming up, ECOWAS Regional Competition Authority concludes a 5-day technical experts meeting on the review of digital markets in the region. World Health Organization provides vehicles to the Ministry of Health. And Sierra Leone and Goal Sierra Leone and government kick off initiative to strengthen wash system in 6 districts. All the stories and more are lined up in this edition of Weekend News. Stay with us. The Economic Community of the West African States Regional Competition Authority has concluded a 5-day technical experts meeting on the review of digital markets in the region. The session delved into the regulatory frame regarding digital markets, hoping to finalize and validate the reports for publication, which member states will be tasked to implement. Stella Bangura witnessed the closing session and she now reports.
The 5-day technical experts meeting, organized by ECOWAS Regional Competition Authority, aimed at reviewing country reports from member states on digital markets. Tasked with the responsibility of advancing regional integration and fostering fair competition across the ECOWAS community, the meeting brought together experts and stakeholders to analyze and discuss various aspects of digital competition across member states.
I'm convinced that the report produced and the discussion held during this meeting will be a great use in the formulation and enforcement of regulation on competition and consumer protection. The quality of the presentation and discussion had made it possible to identify key ideas that will contribute to improving the report and beyond that to enhancing the effectiveness of the action of the authority responsible for competition and consumer protection.
The focus of the study was to assess the current state of digital markets regionally, identify key challenges, opportunities, best practices, and propose strategies to enhance competition in these rapidly evolving markets.
Conducting such detailed regional studies will provide pertinent information on market share of companies, price trends, demand for goods and services, which will fully support the implementation of ECOWAS community competition rules. Member states have a role to play in all of this, and they are required by ERCA to profile their markets and discern how they impact competition. Sierra Leone, that is the host of this meeting, participated fully, and it is evident from our report that there is a lot of work to be done to make our markets more competitive, not only as a country, but also as a regional bloc.
Key outcomes of the 5-day meeting included the assessment of individual country reports, highlighting strategies and policies to improve competition in digital sectors, developing actionable recommendations, collaboration among member states to collectively ensure the harmonization of policies across the region, and emphasis on the need for technical capacity building for stakeholders in member states to effectively implement competition policies in digital markets. The meeting represents a vital step in strengthening the regulatory environment for digital markets in West Africa, ultimately aiming to boost innovation, economic growth, and consumer welfare in the region. For SLBC News R in Freetown, Stella Bangura reporting.
World Health Organization has supported the Ministry of Health with 8 vehicles, including 2 ambulances. The vehicles are expected to boost the emergency response of the ministry. Jason Tono has more.
The vehicles were officially handed over by the World Health Organization country representative Dr. Innocent Noah Jira to Minister of Health Dr. Austin Demby. Dr. Nuwungira said the importance of the vehicles were to ensuring the country's readiness and capacity to respond swiftly to public health emergencies in any region. He added that these resources will play a crucial role in investigating, confirming, and managing health emergencies, offering critical logistical support to health teams on the ground.
And it's our sincere hope that they will be using for that purpose. WHO remains dedicated to supporting Sierra Leone in building a resilient system that can effectively protect its people and respond to public health threats.
Minister of Health Dr. Austin Dembi expressed gratitude for the timely donation, noting that it will significantly improve Sierra Leone's public health infrastructure. He acknowledged WHO's continued support in strengthening the nation's health system, particularly in the wake of increasing global health challenges.
Needing the ambulances in advance. Now the system of the ambulances responding to emergencies. The ambulances are the face of healthcare delivery. When people need an ambulance, that is the most important encounter with the healthcare system. We want this to be a pleasant experience and ensure that the ambulances are very functional. Again, the vehicles that are there, you see most of them are pickup trucks. They're pickup trucks because they allow you to carry commodities, to carry supplies. It gives you some room for passengers.
The new vehicles equipped for rapid development will facilitate enhanced coordination and quick response during health emergencies, contributing to better health outcomes across the country. For SLBC News, Jonathan Turner reporting.
The Public Accounts Committee, headed by the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, has vowed to issue penalties on public officials flouting procurement procedures and other financial irregularities. This came after officials of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education failed to produce documents regarding activities of the ministry in 8 districts. This Dennis Fraser now reports.
Because the law says in Regulation 100 that no payment shall be made out of the consolidated or donor funds without payment voucher and supporting document.
For over 4 hours, staff of the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education were probed on issues raised by auditors in the 2021 and 2022 audit reports with regards to the verification exercise of the free quality education activities in 8 districts, aside from flawed procurement processes, especially in the payment of over 200 million loans for food and accommodation during a midterm review workshop on implementation of the free quality education scheme in December 2021. Other anomalies identified were the supplies of school and learning materials without following procurement procedures, failure to supply beds and accessories to 5 boarding home schools, and for making payments out of the consolidated revenue funds and donor funds without supporting documents. Because of this, Honorable Aaron Aruna Kuruma requested for the annual procurement plan by the ministry, which was further amplified by the chairman, Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte, but the officials were unable to present this important document.
And that plan has to be approved. And the person that should chair that meeting is the vote controller. And that is you are the vote controller. Did you approve the procurement plan of the ministry as of the time of the audit? On
these issues raised, the chairman was forced to demand for 3 additional documents on competitive bidding process and orders.
For publication on separate dates for 2 weeks. If you don't give me that, I'm going to penalize. You should give us printouts from the publication on the website of the National Public Procurement Authority. You should give us printouts from the website of the ministry. You should give us a list of bidders that bidded for this project.
At this point, it was becoming clear that stringent action was needed and for penalties to be levied to forestall these anomalies, especially for a ministry to which 21% of the budget was dedicated for running the flagship program of the government. But after spending hours probing into the financial records of the ministry, it was clear that the officials had not prepared well with the necessary documents to be presented. Although members of the committee had noticed that the audits had proven to be running faster than their shadows, the chairman ruled that the vote controllers should pay back the amount of 184 million old loans, which according to him was willfully and negligently lost in the coffers of the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education. SLBC, Dennis Fraser reporting.
50 local workers have successfully completed a specialized training program in heating, ventilation and air conditioning maintenance. The initiative was organized by the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education in collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme. This training aims to bridge the skill gap in the growing technical sector, empowering participants with hands-on expertise that is crucial to the nation's development. Jonathan Tona has more.
At the Freetown Polytechnic Kisi campus in Freetown, 50 newly upskilled heating, ventilation and air conditioning maintenance technicians who have successfully completed the training. This initiative, jointly spearheaded by the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education and the United Nations Development Programme, marks a crucial step in providing high-demand technical skills to Sierra Leone's workforce. The training, which spanned for weeks, was designed to ensure that participants gain both theoretical and practical knowledge, preparing them to tackle the challenges in the HVAC sector, especially as demand for quality air conditioning and heating services increases across the nation.
At the end of the day, this is a UNDP project that looks at youth employability, employment, and entrepreneurship. We are hoping that after today, when you get your certificates and you leave here, we are going to be calling you back again for another workshop. A workshop with a bank and other people just to teach you how to be self-employed.
The training focused on building the participants' competency in installing, maintaining, and repairing heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems. Skills that are not only vital in modernizing infrastructure, but also in meeting countries' growing demand for energy efficiency and environmentally sustainable solutions.
Not only contribute positively to their communities and to the nation, but also serve as role models, positive role models to other young people. The success of this pilot project will pave the way for more such initiatives, and I'm optimistic that we will see even greater results in the future.
UNDP representatives said their goal was to help develop a skilled force that can contribute to Sierra Leone's sustainable development goals. By equipping these individuals with HVAC expertise, they are not just improving livelihoods, but also promoting energy efficiency and environmental sustainability.
Technological advances, climate issues and all that. But when we look at what the countries can be able to offer, we know also that the technical and vocational skills are at the center of responding to some of these changes that we are seeing in the world today. So you, the graduates today, are basically at the heart of the transformation.
With certificates in hand, these individuals are ready to enter the workforce, providing crucial HVAC maintenance services across the country. Their skills will not only contribute to economic growth, but also ensure that Sierra Leone keeps pace with global technological advancements.
To UNDP and the government of Sierra Leone for giving such an opportunity for us for at least improving our skills and also being certified on our basic skills. Okay, so I feel like I'm happy and at least improve the lives of my colleagues out there, and also help me to assist my family and also improve on my skills and all.
As Sierra Leone continues to emphasize technical and vocational education, programs like these are empowering individuals and transforming industries. These newly certified technicians will play a pivotal role in helping Sierra Leone modernize its infrastructure. For SLBC News, Jonathan Turner reporting.
Goal Sierra Leone, in collaboration with the government of Sierra Leone, has launched an initiative aimed at strengthening water, sanitation and hygiene system in 6 districts across the country. The £2.5 million project, funded by Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, will be implemented over the next 4 years by Goal Sierra Leone in partnership with WashNet and Budget. Esther Saka was part of the launch and she now reports.
At a singular honor to officially launch the WASH System Strengthening for Health project.
The project WASH System Strengthening for Health will focus on 3 critical areas: fecal sludge and solid waste management in Freetown, WASH in healthcare facilities across 5 districts, and strengthen WASH governance systems at both national and local levels. Goal Sierra Leone's country director James Ryak disclosed that the initiative is crucial for improving health outcomes, particularly for vulnerable communities, which aligns with the government's efforts to meet the Sustainable Development Goal 6 targets for clean water and sanitation.
The project will strengthen existing WASH system by working closely with the government of Sierra Leone, communities, and healthcare providers. We will provide training, advocacy, and technical assistance to improve water sanitation facilities and promote good hygiene practices among the population.
The project coordinator highlighted the initiative's goal to reduce the number of preventable deaths caused by WASH-related diseases, particularly among mothers, children, and infants. He said the project will also focus on transforming healthcare facilities in Kambia, Kenema, Kono, Moyamba, and Bombali districts into centers of excellence for WASH services. James Wan, health advisor at the British High Commission, emphasized the importance of sustainability and ongoing monitoring throughout the project's lifespan.
Hope that the learning from that will be catalytic to government and other donors, and FCDO included, to be able to do better investments for WASH in rural areas.
He noted that an inclusive approach is vital to ensuring that both urban and rural communities benefit from improved access to clean water and sanitation. Deputy Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Engineer Amara Kalon, stressed the urgent need for improved WASH services across the country.
Your involvement is crucial for ensuring that we tailor our approaches to meet the specific needs of the communities we serve. Together, we can create sustainable climate resilient WASH solutions that empower communities to take ownership.
The WASH System Strengthening for Health project comes at a critical time as Sierra Leone works to recover from the global pandemic while addressing emerging health challenges. Additionally, it seeks to establish stronger accountability mechanism within the WASH sector, particularly at the district level. SLBC News, Esther Sako reporting.
In a significant move, the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition has validated its 5 years National Action Plan on Weapons and Ammunition Management. The plan will serve as a guide for the control of arms, ammunition and other related matters. Ibrahim Samra reports.
This document is important, is good, and is very good for Sierra Leone. Yes. Stand in your all gap. Yes. So validate this document.
The 5 years national plan was aligned with the priorities of the government development blueprint. The plan captured key thematic areas ranging from institutional strengthening, adequate budgetary support to the Commission, improving programming for the effective management of weapons, arms and ammunition.
1. That the Commission have the capacity and knowledge for effective arms control in the country. That the state and civilian held weapons and ammunition and held legally and safely in accordance with national, regional and international standards.
Francis Wairogu is the consultant researcher, small arms survey, and lead facilitator for the development of the National Action Plan.
The key deliverables in that plan, number 1, is institutional strengthening. Because when you have a strong commission that is well-resourced, well-staffed, it will be able to deliver on its mandate. Number 2 is the need for collaboration, because they cannot do it by themselves. They require to work with other ministries they require to work with other departments, they require to work with regional organizations like ECOWAS, the UN, and everybody else. So collaboration and partnership is another key.
Deputy Secretary, Minister of Internal Affairs, Catherine Awa-Kekwa, said the National Action Plan would assist the Commission in executing its national mandate, which she said, in turn, will strengthen development, peace and security in Sierra Leone. A member of the Advisory Committee, Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition, Reverend Martha Chuguzi, appreciated the effort and contributions into the document and spoke of the need to strengthen collaboration with MDs, describing the document as a national action plan. The plan envisioned a developed, peaceful and secured Sierra Leone, free from unregulated arms, ammunition and other related materials, with over 86 million old Leones was estimated to implement the document for the next 5 years. Ibrahim Samra, Freetown.
After several years of engagement, the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces and the United States Michigan National Guard have signed a letter of intent to strengthen their cultural, economic and military relationship. Sulaiman Babature witnessed the signing ceremony and he now reports.
Following the fall of the Soviet Union, the concept of the State National Guard was initiated in 1993 for countries that share similar characteristics. The State Partnership Program is a governmental approach linking Michigan National Guard with ministries, departments and agencies to share common values. The ceremony, which began with welcoming the U.S. delegation, inspection, and ended with the signing, according to Chief of Defense Staff ARSLAF Lieutenant General Peter Lavahun, was not just a strategic alliance, but a means of increasing capabilities and transforming the military.
It significantly contributes to building an enduring relationship and networks that will foster robust collaboration, enhanced security and defense cooperation, and deepening interoperability between the United States and Sierra Leone, and most particularly between Michigan National Guard and the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces.
Adjutant General of the Michigan National Guard, Major General Paul Rogers, said the program was a unique opportunity to maintain peace, train together, share ideas, wisdom and life experiences. He assured all of their commitment to support the Sierra Leone Armed Forces for a peaceful future. Major General Paul Rogers also stated that he was impressed with the professionalism and readiness demonstrated by ARSLAF towards the success of the event.
It is not something, sir, we take lightly. It is a commitment, and we will dedicate ourselves to supporting and working with the Armed Forces of Sierra Leone for a peaceful future.
While expressing hope that the partnership would help to end issues like terrorism, the Deputy Minister of Defense, Moana Masakoi, said the partnership was part of President Bio's commitment to human capital development. He urged all to uphold the values of the program and expressed belief in partnership, considering the many benefits that come after it. He expressed gratitude for all those who contributed to make the occasion a reality.
We are gathered here not only to sign the STP, but to embark on a journey of mutual respect and shared commitment to the principles of security and stability, among many others.
This ceremony, U.S. Ambassador to Sierra Leone, His Excellency Brian Hunt, said, marked the beginning of a joint partnership and security cooperation between the United States of America and the Republic of Sierra Leone in improving professional education and trainings. He said the partnership would generate a long-lasting relationship and build partners' capabilities to meet complex global security challenges. His Excellency Brian Hunt added that ARSLAF should expect more men and women from the Michigan National Guard in the country to build partnership. The signing of the letter of intent between the two defense forces has placed Sierra Leone among 106 countries who are parties to the program. SLBC News, Sulaiman Tue reporting.
Media Reform Coordinating Group with funding from the African Transitional Justice Legacy Fund has commenced its regional training of journalists on transitional justice reporting in Sierra Leone at the Sierra Leone Peace Museum. Sankari Kurma was part of the training and compiled this report.
132 journalists are to be trained on the reporting issue of transitional justice, and 20 will be selected with the best speech and story idea for the Transitional Justice Fellowship. African Transitional Justice Legacy Fund was established to support transformative and pioneering interventions in transitional justice processes in Africa. The training of journalists on the subject matter, according to the head of program at MRCG, Augustine James, was to use the media to create a positive change in the narrative of transitional justice and also increase public awareness on such issues.
Project implementation is that of the TRC report. I can safely tell you the TRC report and its recommendations are underreported. So that is why we want journalists we are training to look into the report, the TRC report, look at those recommendations. They have existed for like 20 years. How far have they been implemented by the various institutions?
Recognizing the havoc the 11-year civil war wreaked on institutions, individual and the society, Joshua Nico, who is the head of department of the Faculty of Communication, Media and Information Studies, Furabe College, said the training came in handy as the need for transitional justice in the Sierra Leonean society is timely.
When we talk about transitional justice, we are talking about what processes or structures we need to put in place in societies that are being wrecked by conflict or violence. We all know that we endured a 10 or 11 year civil war that ravaged institutions and individuals, societies right across the country.
Participants were grateful for the training. They describe it as impactful because issues of transitional justice were a misery to them before now. The Initiative for Transitional Justice in Africa project is a 3-year initiative of the European Union and the African Union implemented by 3 consortium partners that will support community-based, survival-led transitional justice projects and processes in Côte d'Ivoire, the Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, Mali, North and Eastern Nigeria and Sierra Leone. For LCBC, Zainab Sunkari Kuruma.
The Provincial Secretary of Northwestern Region, Prince Alex Soriba, has declared 7 people as eligible to contest for the paramount chieftaincy position of Bagawa Wele Chiefdom in Falaba District. Emmanuel Samula has more.
The atmosphere at the declaration of right process for the chieftaincy position in Bagawa Wele Chiefdom Falaba District could be best described as frothing water as noise erupts intermittently due to disagreement. The declaration officer, who is the Northwestern Region Provincial Secretary, Prince Alex Soriba, clearly sets the stage by telling the people that chieftaincy elections are guided by law and the eligibility of a person to contest in such an election is clearly stated in the law.
It's supposed to be declared an African paramount chief. The Fodon Bonham in a wedlock, that way in Mama and Papa and Silon and married a Bonham in a recognized ruling house. That a ruling house will not exist before the 27th April 1961.
Interestingly, all of those who declared before the traditional authorities, known as TAs, carries the same Mara surname that are separated in 3 different ruling houses, namely Wandugu, Bauru, and Seibramadu ruling houses. 12 people stood before the kingmakers to declare their rights to the throne.
Mara, I stand under the Wandugu ruling house. Being a first son of the late PC Bakari Kutu Mara, the first of Barwa and Wele Chiefdom.
5 people linked their rights to the Bauru
ruling house, but elders of the Bawdu ruling house strongly ejected 4 people, providing historical evidence that they were not paternally related to the Bawdu ruling house. 6 people linked their rights to the Wondogu ruling house, but only one person named Ferenke Mara was fiercely rejected by elders and sons of the Wondogu ruling house, that he is not in any way related to their house.
This man, Iwaka claim a ruling family on illegally we don't belong to. Coming from the Arishadu house, which they don't get no rights to control.
Only a single person linked his rights to the Sebramadu ruling house, whose house was not objected, neither was his right rejected. After over 8 hours of scrutiny of the aspirant from the tiers and the declaration team, the declaration officer, in consultation with his assessor chiefs and with historical evidences of the chiefdom, declared 7 people as eligible to vie for the paramount chieftaincy position of Bawa Wole Chiefdom in Falabat district.
Sheku Lai Mara, Sori Kankaba Mara, Kema Mara, Ali Sayo Mara, Donkey Mara, Junisa Bokari Mara, Ibrahim Noah Bokari Mara.
The Provincial Secretary of the Northwestern Region, Prince Alex Soriba, told the people that the thoroughness of the process was to ensure that the people get their desired leader and for peace to reign in the chiefdom. The chieftaincy election that is to be conducted in Bawa Wole Chiefdom came after the sudden demise of the former paramount chief, who passed away 6 months after his election into office as paramount chief of the said chiefdom. Emmanuel Samoa, SLBC.
In an effort to strengthen educational outcomes and provide financial aid for the welfare of teachers and its members, the Sierra Leone Teachers Union has launched the National Teachers Loan Scheme and the Go Public Fund Education Campaign. Our reporter Christina Camara has more.
It is with great enthusiasm that I announce formally the launch of this National Teachers Loan Scheme and the Go Public Fund Education Campaign.
The Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Conrad Saki, described teachers as the architects of the future because they inspire and shape the values of all individuals. He further expressed gratitude to all those who advocated for the National Teachers Loan Scheme and the Go Public Fund Education Campaign, and also appealed to members of the Sierra Leone Teachers Union to work hand in hand for the improvement of education in the country. President of the Sierra Leone Teachers Union, Ibrahim Bakapoma Kagbo, said the National Teachers Loan Scheme was designed for teachers to benefit directly, adding that 50 million loans has been set aside for teachers every month for loan purposes.
Within this 1 year, 6 months, we have been able to save, to put a hold on some of our activities and programs to save money because this loan scheme was not part of our mandate. And so we have been able to save 1 billion old loans, which is 1 million new loans to start up this loan scheme. The microfinancial institutions are charging our teachers 30% interest. The banks are charging 25% interest. We want to give them loans on a minimal interest of 10%, which is purely administrative.
Further overview and spoke about the accessibility of the Teachers Loan Scheme. Assistant Secretary General Sierra Leone Teachers Union, Haliuddin Conte, said the Go Public Fund Education Campaign is an annex of the launching of the National Teachers Loan Scheme, adding that the campaign was to ensure that all governments around the globe increase funding for education. He also mentioned the 22% relating to salaries for government teachers and teachers at government-assisted schools.
22% that government talks about going to education is not only for primary and secondary schools. That may be news for some of you. It also includes salaries of all lecturers in government-funded colleges.
According to the Vice Principal, Centennial Junior Secondary School, Matrujon, Bond District, David Joseph Murphy, said the teachers' loan scheme was like a dream come true because teachers have been neglected for quite a long time and the conditions of service for teachers was very poor as the skyrocketing of commodity prices increases daily.
Well, there are a lot of challenges we face as teachers. In the first place, the condition of service for teachers is very poor, considering the inflation, the skyrocketing of food commodities, prices, and salaries remaining the same. The salaries are not even able to upkeep us and our families. So we consider this loan scheme to be a boost to our sustenance.
The launch of the National Teachers Loan Scheme and the GoFund Education campaign demonstrates a proactive approach by the union to address the welfare of teachers and improve the overall education landscape in Sierra Leone. The Sierra Leone Teachers Union SLTU was founded in 1963 in an effort to promote the capacity and welfare of teachers, especially members of the union. SLBC News are in Freetown. Christian Akama reporting.
Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
The government of Sierra Leone, through Ministry of Basic and Senior Education, has handed over 6 classroom blocks to 2 schools in Kailong and Kenema districts. The drive, which was part of the Sierra Leone's free education project to construct 400 classroom blocks across the country, was to amend the deplorable state of classrooms while preferring solutions for the congestion in schools. Moses Conte was at the scene and he sends in this report.
Among other factors which constitute a free, quality and accessible education, infrastructure serves as one of the major pillars for it to be achieved. Thus, the handing over ceremony of classroom blocks across the country was a direct solution to that. The Sierra Leone Muslim Brotherhood and Mandu Junior Secondary School in Kailong District were among other schools in the 16th district that have benefited from the free quality education project across the country. During the cutting of the ribbon, project coordinator Free Quality Education Project, Ambrose Sise, said the project is not limited to building of schools but also supports government such as on policies, guiding the improvement of education, supports teachers through the teachers training programs and supports renovation of schools across the country. Currently, 750 schools have been renovated so far, adding that the Free Quality Project incorporates radical inclusion where physically challenged are also catered for.
The rationale behind this is to reduce overcrowding in schools and to encourage more enrollment. Right, so we have the project is charged with the responsibility of constructing 400 additional classrooms and 45 pupils per classroom. So the main reason is to reduce overcrowding and to increase enrollment.
Parents and school authorities appreciate the laudable venture of the Ministry of Basic and Senior Education, adding that it has added to the value of the school by solving the challenge of the congested classrooms. The $106 million multi-donor funded project was a direct response to the President's vision for free quality education in the country. It has 3 key objectives: to improve educational system, to improve on the teaching practices and on the learning condition of pupils in different schools. Moses Conte for SLBC.
In an effort to appreciate the unwavering support towards their academic pursuit, a cross-section of students who have benefited from the Tabital Pulaco International Sierra Leone Chapter Scholarship Scheme has conducted a Thanksgiving session for their benefactor organization. Christina Camara has more.
A cross-section of beneficiary students from both government and private colleges and universities across the country gathered together to show their appreciation to Alhaji Jules Sow, President of the Tabita Pulaku International Sierra Leone Chapter, and other executive members. The scholarship scheme was said to be a scheme similar to government's human capital development. Over 1,000 students across Sierra Leone have so far received the Teacher Mariam Asmat, Hassan Jallo, and Mariam Jallo spoke of how the organization has been beneficial to their academic pursuit.
I am delighted to share this scholarship that has not only supported my educational journey, but also inspired me to give back to my community.
I am a final year student at Swabek College studying civil engineering. I am really grateful for the influence your funding has had on my academic career. We are incredibly appreciative of your kindness, which is a source of inspiration and hope to us all. Thank you for making a significant difference in our lives.
President of the Tabita Pulaku International Sierra Leone Chapter, Alhaji Jules Sow, said the scholarship scheme caters for all, adding that students who have benefited from the scholarship scheme should endeavor to give back to the nation after graduation.
Men home and support because we want them to be paid back to the country tomorrow. We don't want them to come up without education, and I believe education will help. The education will help for every young generation to input by their own. Without education, it's very difficult. The relationship with government, that is my own vision since I born. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to support my business I'm doing, to support education. This is what I like. Then number two, the president appoint me as a special envoy, office of the president, and always we're talking about education. Then he said to me, Alaji, I know you support education, and I will support you because you like education. 2023-2024, we spent about 4.5 billion for 500 students.
He added that they have been providing scholarships for both secondary and tertiary students for over 25 years now, and further appealed to all beneficiaries to be steadfast towards their studies. Tabita Pulaku International Sierra Leone Chapter is a non-profit organization committed to assisting indigenous Fula and non-Fula students with scholarships to pursue their secondary and tertiary education. SLBC News are in Freetown. Christiana Kamara reporting.
Well, it's now time for some international news. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to the international news with me, Aminata Fofana. US backs 2 permanent seats for African nations on the UN Security Council. The United States announced that it will support the addition of 2 new permanent seats for African countries on the powerful UN Security Council and a first ever non-permanent seat for a small island developing nation. US Ambassador to the UN, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, made the announcement in a speech to the Council on Foreign Relations, calling it a follow-up to US President Joe Biden's announcement 2 years ago that the US supports expanding the 15-member body. Meanwhile, Africa has 3 non-permanent seats on the Security Council, but that does not allow African countries to deliver the full benefits of their knowledge and voices, she said. However, Thomas Greenfield later said Washington opposes giving veto power to the African countries that would hold the 2 permanent seats because the veto makes the Security Council's work dysfunctional. The Security Council, which is charged with maintaining international peace and security, has not changed from its 1945 configuration. 10 non-permanent members from all regions of the world elected for 2-year terms without veto power, and 5 countries that were dominant powers at the end of World War II are permanent members with veto power: the United States, Russia, China, Britain, and France. A Ghanaian Texas, Kadir Muru, concluded a series of solo demonstrations for LGBTQ rights in Accra. Justice begins where inequality ends, and judging others on their sins is simply an act of arrogance and pride, were some of the messages on his large placard. He began marching after an anti-LGBTQ bill was passed in Parliament. Muro said he is not a member of the LGBT community, but is standing up for what he believes is right. In his view, the law is discriminatory. To say that they are sinners and they should go to prison when you yourself, you are also a sinner. Is it because they are a minority? Were his quotes made from Accra's Independence Square at the end of his one-man march. Joseph Wemako, Executive Director of Human Rights Reporters Ghana, said if you are talking about homophobic attacks on the LGBTQ community in Ghana, ever since the issue broke out, issues of abuse, both psychological and physical, have skyrocketed. The bill, entitled Promotion for Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values, has faced legal challenges to its constitutionality, which have left it languishing in the Supreme Court. The United Nations has warned that heavy rains and flooding have made transporting aid in Sudan, Chad, and South Sudan extremely difficult. The caution comes as the humanitarian situation in war-torn Sudan grows increasingly dire, with more than half of the country's population experiencing crisis levels of hunger. Although aid trucks are making it through to Darfur, transport is being hampered by flooded and muddy roads. We need maintained and expanded access so that we can ramp up our assistance, save lives, and prevent famine from spreading. WFP Sudan spokesperson Leni Kinzili said the downpours have worsened the displacement crisis due to the ongoing conflict in Sudan, which broke out between the Sudanese army and paramilitary rapid support forces in April last year. Of the more than 317,000 people affected by the heavy rains and flooding, 118,000 have been displaced. The country is also grappling with a cholera outbreak triggered by the flooding and contaminated water. Another batch of soldiers and police arrived in Haiti as the country continues to grapple with a surge in gang violence. The 24 personnel will be bolstering the Kenya-led UN-approved multinational security mission to fight the gangs who have seized control of 80% of the capital. The arrival in Haiti comes as the US said that the mission is in need of resources. The head of the multinational Kenyan police force expressed his gratitude for the new personnel. The soldiers and police are to provide planning, command, and logistics support. Jamaica has promised to send 200 personnel in total, but says it cannot do so all at once. The surge in gang violence in Haiti has prompted around 580,000 people to flee their homes and has plunged the country into a humanitarian crisis, with around 5 million experiencing severe hunger. That is the international news. I'm Aminata Fofana. Thanks for watching.
From international news, we move over to business updates.
Hello and welcome to Business Update, the segment that brings you insights in business and its contributions towards positively impacting the economy. I am Dennis Fraser. Today we shall look at the plight of traders which have expressed concern over the inflation of prices as one factor in their businesses. Now, amid the biting economic situation in the country, the plight of vegetable sellers provides a glimpse into the struggles faced by many in the informal sector. Traders at Salad Ground at PZ voiced the dismay over the inflation of prices as one factor in their businesses. Our business reporter Stella Bango visited the area and compiled
this report.
Local vegetable sellers are increasingly concerned over low sales, attributing the downturn to the persistent inflation within the business sector. Essential commodities such as staple food items have become luxuries for many families in the country. This economic strain has left vegetable sellers struggling for customers. Lucy Koroma, a vegetable seller and single mother, expressed her concern over the inflation in vegetable prices, stating that this affects her business.
Vegetables are what they sell, they're all different. Vegetable, what they sell. Oh, they go to court the morning, early morning again. When you see the of course, if they show you the price, you know they buy part in the top. You go sit them back in the house. You go for the food, so you're not going to buy. Pass in the top. You go sit on the house. And now school are open. I want to school are open, so you know the easy. For them picking they get for go school. They get for kind of house. Mama, what you cook today? Then I ask Mama if you sell. Ask Mama what you cook today. So it's not easy for me. Papa government, will they pay you? Father Bio, help me. Pay attention for the fruit business, for the eats inside.
Across the market, other vendors echoed her sentiments as the rising cost of transportation has made it difficult to move and maintain their prices.
Well, for the present moment, business model, because all things are expensive for me. So I did let you so they pull out from upline Guinea, and by blind with the buy. One on by closing with the buy and sell nothing. The business they go according to our water. Very difficult for me, right? So when you want back the government, let them solve it for me. Let them pull the cushion the country. Then let the economy for the business side and the country. They can't do because some of we now we help man.
Well, for the government step on that side, fixed price. They able minimize from very chicken go down. But we have to go
not easy. So all yeah, the government think they just a dear. Think they just a expensive hotel because me this today 90,000, everybody other they say 95,000. And we say food we the business somebody will suffer.
Traders here are calling on the government to implement measures that can stabilize the economy and maintain their businesses. This in turn they say will assist them in funding their children's education and sustain their livelihoods. For SLBC News Hour in Freetown, Stella Bangura reporting.
Well, many thanks to Stella Bangura for putting that report together. And that's all we have in this edition of Business Update. I'm Dennis Fraser.
Well, up next is our entertainment news. Continue watching the SLBC.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment News with me, Stella Bangura. In this edition, Diamond Dancers Academy Young Talents visits SLBC's Director General. Sierra Leoneans in the UK unveil their beauty print costume. A team of young and talented dancers representing Diamond Dancers Academy paid a courtesy visit on the Director General of the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. The purpose of the visit was to ask the DG for promotions so they could go to the level they wanted. Though according to a member of the Academy, Makisa, they were under the management of the Sierra Musical Heritage, they still need external help to achieve their goal and reap from their craft.
We scan every day, we scan very hard. We do hip-hop, culture, afro, any kind of dance we think of. So every day we scan, I make we get three times per week, we scan every day. So then first that we training, in the determine follow we go that kind of level. I make we training, we focus on we training. We can SLBC today for make we can't tell about we academy for make una help for promote we because we need promotion. To be honest, we need promotion. We want to go like I say, we want to go that peak, that high peak. So with una promotion, we know so we reach and secondly back, we get competition where they come, where we see you make, when we make and see a musical heritage, we make them, where we put a start price of 10 million for any dance, we go for win that money then.
With their impressive performance at the Office of the Director General, they were promised TV promotions by Josephine Kamara, who also stated that she preferred promoting Sierra Leonean contents instead of foreign contents.
I dance decent. Every day I watch TV. Between the office now and the control room, I vex. I run every day. When I see the girl picking in the gyrate during the day on we national television, it make a vex. So when I see this, it make me heart jump with joy. So I wish from time to time when I go do a collection of dances with music, where SLBC go take pictures of una, videos of una, we go they play them during the day. As long as na decent dance.
Amazing, isn't it? The young dancers expressed gratitude and were excited over the promise and promised to do decent videos. Two Sierra Leoneans living in southeast of London, Sarah and Melvin, have gloriously tied the knot early this month. Their wedding ceremony attracted many Sierra Leoneans in and out of London. Their guests showed up in their colorful and flamboyant outfits to grace the occasion. Mr. and Mrs. Metzger were seen in over 5 outfits, and each outfit exceeds the other. Wonderful. Their white wedding outfit was thoughtfully stitched, giving all sparkles as they rode through their horse and carriages. Well, that's all we have in this edition of Entertainment News. I am Stella Bangula. Stay tuned.
From Entertainment News, we now move over to our sports update.
Hello and welcome to Sports Updates on the news with me, Mohamed Lamintu. In this edition of Sports Updates, violence erupted the Center One Football Association Inter-Community Football League during the match between Fobe Community FC and Barbaton. Supporters of Barbaton Community invaded the pitch and started pelting stones following the referee's decision to award Fobe Community FC a penalty in the second half. Esther Marie Samoa has more.
Thousands of supporters stormed the parade grounds to witness the highly anticipated match between Bambara Town football team and Fobe Community FC. The first half saw clinical and tactical display of skills from both sides, with Bambara Town FC wasting a couple of chances. Fobe Community strengthened their squad coming to the quarterfinals with additional players like Bo Rangers sensational striker Mamadou Ibrahim, among others. That made it more intense as the struggling Fobe FC side in the group stage of the competition was resilient coming to the round of 8. The second half saw a more intense battle between the two sides to secure spots in the semi-final, and that eventually earned Fobe FC a penalty from the corner kick, of which Mamadou Ibrahim was the recipient. Ibrahim swiftly landed the cross to his teammate Opoko in the Bambara Town FC 18-yard arc, and upon receiving the ball, he was knocked by Bambara Town defender Mohamed Toronka, who wanted to clear the ball for safety. The center referee Mohamed S. Kamara immediately awarded a penalty to Fobe Community football team. This action led to a fierce violence as supporters of Bambara Town Community invaded the pitch and started pelting stones and other objects, accusing the referee of being biased and unprofessional. Assistant coach of Bambara Town Community football team Almami Mansare believes they were rubbed off and therefore called for fair play.
Professional, but if you don't make a mistake, keep on first.
At this time, this situation, they can't apologize. So how they want to do this?
The operations officer at the East End Police Division, ASP Septimus Vandi, condemned the unsportsmanship behavior, maintaining that actions will be taken against perpetrators.
I assure you, sir, always remain for any situation. There's nobody who will disturb the peace and the peace of others in this state. And anybody who tries to take the law into your hands, the police will never take the peace from them. One of those days, when somebody faces, when something goes wrong, you're not going to use the right channel for filing grievances. But taking violence is never acceptable. With police presence here, police will never make people in the crowd. I have seen people that are misbehaving, inciting others. I have videos today for which I know, even after here, you can be in your private houses. I can bring you to crimes that you have committed or inciting others. That's I can show you.
A public notice from KOFA indicates that the league has been put on hold for security reasons until further notice. Esther Marie Samura, SLBC.
That's your sports.
Well, to end the news, a look again at our top stories. The ECOWAS Regional Competition Authority has concluded a 5-day technical experts meeting on the review of digital markets in the region. The World Health Organization has provided 8 vehicles, including 2 ambulances, to the Ministry of Health. And Goal Sierra Leone, in collaboration with the government of Sierra Leone, has launched an initiative aimed at strengthening water, sanitation and hygiene system in 6 districts across the country. That's how we'll end this edition of Weekend News, coming to you live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. I am Diana Duarte. Continue watching the SLBC and good night.